Hello, my name is Funso, and welcome to the ADINKRA Talking Drum, a platform that celebrates and amplifies the voices of the African diaspora. Today's guest is a true architect of culture, a visionary who's turned rhythm into revolution and nightlife into a movement. He's the co-founder of Afro Nation, one of the world's largest Afrobeats festivals, and a champion of African music and culture on a global stage. But behind the success is a story of strategy, resilience, risk, and relentless passion. A cultural curator, bridge builder between Africa and the world, and a true son of the diaspora. SMADE, welcome to the ADINKRA Talking Drum.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much for your show. I really love the intro.
I'm glad you did. So just to warm us up, I thought it would be nice to have a warm-up question.
Okay.
If you could think of a night that you've organised or helped organise and bottle the energy of it and keep it forever, what comes to mind and why?
Wow. Um, there's so many nights. Because I have actually helped put on a lot of people, not just in the music industry, but also fashion, sports, building the community as a whole. So I didn't come prepared for that question. I would have dug deep into my memory, but there's just unlimited, memories coming to my head right now. I can't even pick one right now, but
It's a good sign.
it's a good sign. I enjoy doing this, being a promoter of life beyond music. Um, where we are right now, it's so hard to see, or it was so hard to see. But God used me as a messenger to show the world and, to direct us to where we are right now. So this is a movement, this is beyond what anyone has sent, beyond my creation, beyond everything. It's bigger than me. It's a bigger calling. So I don't think the best one has ever happened. I'm looking forward to the challenges, the blessings, everything that comes with it, all the success.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've loved to hear about
What?
maybe some of the, well, no, some of the beginnings of you. I know
Okay.
that we speak a lot about music and Afrobeats, but what is it about music that why are you so drawn to music?
So music was just a bait. Music is life, first of all. But, I grew up learning music, loving music, dancing to music, making it be that thing I can communicate with, in my own space.
Mm.
When I fell in love with music, it was first my mom and dad dancing, singing to it. That's as a child, that's what you grow up to. Then over time, I started speaking into music, the lyrics. It started, the sound, the beats, every rhythm, every sound that you hear that comes in like matters. So I started collecting music as a young boy. If I came to yours, I'll collect all your music. If I go to anywhere, so started collecting music on my iPods, and that drew me into learning different sounds. The R&B, the rap, the reggae, the bashment. Then comes the Afrobeats. But at the time, there was no generic name for it, and it feels so much of a blessing to be on the table when the word Afrobeats with the S was created. That was in 2020 before we created the first Afrobeats festival. So yeah, it's beyond music. The movement is also fashion. My involvement in the fashion world, since I moved to the UK 21 years ago, promoting all the fashion brands, black businesses of fashion. My heart is owned by a friend, and I've known him from the very first heart that he started producing. And now he's in Selfridges and he's in Debenhams, he's in all the high stores. That's my joy. I love to build. My shoes is Elvadi shoes, by black young Nigerian boy as well. That is also striving to, get known and seen. So everything I do is intentional. How I support the food industries through my businesses, either through promotions or marketing, my shows, I find a way to create a movement that benefits the community,
Mm.
that is going to later become a legacy for everyone, not just me. So that's been my drive.
Nice.
You know, creating Afro Nation, creating everything that you've seen, the multiple shows, the question you asked me earlier, the sacrifices that I have actually, endured to date, and the ones I'm still enduring, because the fights gets bigger, becomes a bigger battle space, because now we are not just, isolated to being Africans, but we are now of the world. It's now a different narration to who we are. Back in the days, it wasn't cool to be African. Back in the
Mm.
days, Nigerians are known as 419 or fraudsters. Now, today, with the way and what I and a couple of others have championed the movement and the culture, everybody wants to be friends with a Nigerian.
Mm.
If it's not for the music of Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido, Arista, Odumodu, if it's not for that, it's for our food, our jollof rice, our
Mm.
suya, all the delicacies. And you now see all our restaurants on every single high street, which gives you pride. Then it's our fashion. You see all our fashion and all the music videos, and people now becoming even prouder than they've ever been to wear whatever traditional outfit in Oso Secos, in Piccadilly Square, in events. There's now so much pride in our events, our weddings, our birthdays. It's like when these things happen, it's like a fashion show. It's like the Met Gala. So everybody turns up looking good. That's the movement. In our sports, the Nigerian female team just won the Female World Cup.
Mm.
That's just yesterday. In every aspect of being African, in our intellect, in banking and finance, in real estate, we need to position ourselves and put ourselves forward. So it's always been beyond music. Music was the bait. I studied it, I planned it, and I was intentional with it. And understanding who I am and my calling was key. This was my master's degree case study. Knowing and driving into it from, like I said, collecting music from a very young age to now making that music with the sauce that will give joy to the world,
Mm.
that will give you hope, that will make you creative, that will make you believe that you can also do something, regardless of whatever we have been brainwashed to understand. So it's a bigger ideology to whatever you've seen me create. But
Mm.
I'm glad that the world is beginning to see. At first it was like walking against the grain, but now people see the direction, and it only gets more challenging. So I want people to see even more, and believe in what created all of this and continue to, sustain it.
Yeah. No, I really, really believe that as well. And you touched a bit on community when you were speaking. I wanted to know how your understanding of community has changed from your beginnings in Nigeria before you moved over here to now being part of a larger African diaspora. What does community mean to you in that sense?
Community is family. Community is togetherness. Community is a movement. Community is culture. You know, um, it's like I said, there's so much more to see when it comes to music. What does music do? It breaks barriers, all the cultural barriers, all the fashion barriers, everything. Food, music travels so quick, and that's what's with the help of social media, and that's what's even built our community stronger than ever. When we started doing this, like I said, it wasn't cool to be African. When I'm doing shows, black people hate on it.
Mm.
Did you hear what I said? Even our people, our community hate on it. So it goes a long way to how we have influenced the community, how we have brought something that the community needs. You know, the entertainment, you know, the movement, the joy, the pride, you know, there's only a few of us out there doing those things, and everybody else is enjoying it. So how do we sharpen and shine each other, and how community can move even stronger? The key people that are doing those things are really important to the community. So how does the community put, you know, their back behind these people? It's very, very important, you know, because you can come and enjoy everything we've all built together, but how are you using your influence to try and make it even better, or to shine it or take it to the next level? Yeah, I believe everybody here listening or everybody in this room has a part to play in where we're going to, you know. And I pray that we never get tired pushing, because this is just the beginning. When I first came to this country, 2004, that was 21 years ago, it was so hard. It was so hard to even play our music in central London. Now you listen to our music in central London. You listen to it on the big speakers, listen to it in the shopping malls. You know, we've managed to break all those barriers. The community is now stronger. Social media has made it even stronger. You know, if music drops today, you can listen to it in Asia or Canada or anywhere part of the world immediately. And that's helped. Music has helped our community to grow. And if you look at the festivals and the shows and the events and the tours and the parties that we've been creating, it's building community. When you travel to Puerto Rico, Miami, Ghana, Portugal, different parts of the world and different continents, you're waking everybody up. You're waking up communities to believe in this vision that you've had, you know, and that nobody sees. So I'm happy to see that over time, you know, people are now saying all of this. I'm not really the bad person that people think I am, because you must be crazy and stupid to take us there. Now we're there. People are now enjoying the beauty of it. So yeah, I think we just need to continue to, you know, expand as one community, one Africa, either from the diaspora or from Africa. You know, we just have to be able to move as one big force. And that's the pride of being African.
And you were speaking about how you can hear Afrobeats in Asia and Canada, all these different places that, like you said, when we were younger, we wouldn't have dreamed of hearing.
Yeah.
I know myself that, you know, I am Olufunso. So
I like that.
I was obviously bullied at school for being different and people not wanting to pronounce my name. And I feel like now it feels like I have a lot of pride, because immediately I'm reminded every single day of where I've come from, and I can never ignore it, because that's what my name. And the same with your name, Adeshegun. Adeoshun Jr., right?
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
think it's beautiful when
Thank you so much.
we have these names and we go into the public eye, because it means that you're kind of carrying a legacy with you as well as a responsibility to your culture.
Yeah.
And but going back to hearing Afro beats everywhere, I wanted to know, for you, do you feel that, or what do you feel the balance is in trying to protect the spirit of the culture as it becomes more and more commercialized? Because, you know, it's great to hear it everywhere, but in some ways you also want to protect some aspects of it.
Remember who you are.
Mm.
Remember your name. Olufunso. It's a powerful name. You know, I remember my name every room, everywhere, every country I go to. Adeshegun. You know the meaning, you know your bloodline, you know where you're coming from, you know the story and legacy you want to leave behind, you know, when you go. That's always been me. I live a very purposeful, intentional life, you know, and like you said, it wasn't cool before, now it's cool all of a sudden, but some people have been doing the work. And it's not too late for people to join. and be a part of this movement. Remember who you are. It's important to know your name. And as you mentioned, Adeshegun, Adebayo Adeosun Jr. is me knowing who I am.
Mm.
You know, that's royalty. They call me Kingsmaid for a reason, but I serve, and I serve purposefully and intentionally. You know, that's why they gave me the nickname Kingsmaid. You know, and also being African King, I represent every single African, all the 54 African countries. In the last 1 year, I've been to Senegal, Tanzania, Gambia, Rwanda, Kenya, Ethiopia, Lagos, Ghana. The list is endless. And
Mm.
that's because I'm finding, and I keep, this is intentional. I want to see in any way I can showcase Africa to the rest of the world. You know, it's about coming back home now.
Mm.
Let's tell our stories better. Let's show the world who we are. Remember that question you asked? I said, remember who you are. Remember your name. No matter where you go to, remember your name and feed it back home. It's about coming back home. You
Mm.
know, when I started, it used to be Afrobeats to the world this, the world that. Now it's the world coming to Africa. Africa is the prize. We are the best in the creative industry.
Mm.
We are the best in the food industry. We are the best in the fashion industry. We're very good in the films and all the actors like yourself and actresses. Check on Netflix, check on YouTube. Our movies are amazing. The, Africa is a prize. And there's still so much more to uncover. So it's important that people, no matter where they are in the diaspora space, come back home.
Mm.
There's a brand I'm channeling right now, promoting right now called Coming to Africa, you know, and it's kind of like takes me back to almost 25, 30 years ago when the movie Coming to America, you
Yes.
know, was released, and I fell in love with that because of how Prince Akeem, his dad, carried their cultural artifacts and who they are, you know, to the United States.
Mm.
Now let's continue to do that and take it back home. It's time for us, whatever our generation and generations before us has learnt. And also to remind everybody, there's two types of diaspora. There's the diaspora that was kidnapped and sold from Africa, you know, during the slave trade. And
Mm.
there's the new diaspora of us, the likes of ourselves, finding ourselves, either being born into it or actually going to find your greener pastures. As me, I came here to study, you know, and from studying, I've managed to stay here, build a family here, build a legacy here, build businesses here. So that part of diaspora and the first part of diaspora, we all need to come together and come back home. We need to tell people who we are everywhere we go to because we've been silenced. We've been isolated. We have been cornered. We now need to come out with pride to showcase this, our
Mm.
intellectual property, who God has made us to be. You know, either, you know, by holding hands or by just breaking all the barriers in any way we can, like I did. I started pinching every Black person that was in the position that I feel like could impact or influence the movement I was creating when I started it. So I started having this one-on-one meetings with people and waking them up. And I'm happy that today thousands, millions of people are now interested in what we're doing in this movement, you know, and you know, you can't deny us. You can't deny Africans right now.
Mm.
You know, we, like I said, are the prize in our food, in music. In music, we have genres that pop in Afrobeats, Amapiano, Francophone, all of this, the African sounds. In food, you go to Ghana, eat kenke, go to different cultures and eat, you know, their food. Learn it, live it, trust it, you know, then you would understand the power being African. You know, it's we're rewriting the story. You know, we're changing the narrative. So it's exciting times.
Mm.
So I implore everybody to be a part of this movement.
Mm. And I think it's also testament to you sticking with yourself, your authentic self, and investing in that and waiting all those years rather than jumping on what was trendy in 2004 and thinking, oh, I've got to be like this. It's you sticking to who you are.
Being authentic.
Yeah. And then now you're in the position that you are today, which is incredible.
Perfect. You've said it. I think being authentic is just what's made me come this far, knowing who I am and believing in the power of my dreams. You see, we're all dreamers. Everybody's got a special gift. You know, you have to dream to unlock your dream. You have to drive that dream. You have to be determined. You have to discipline yourself and you have to deliver the dream. So I've mentioned 5 Ds there.
I've seen you mention those Ds before.
Yeah, so you get the drill. You get the idea. Okay.
No, for sure. And how do you, where do you feel that your discipline, your mindset has come from, and how have you cultivated it? What have you had to go through to get it?
Came from God. Came from above, because I've always wanted to be better than my father. I've always wanted to be better from my mother. Like learn and understand the wrongs and the goods and everything, and just be better in everything. You know, the way I grew up different. You know, and like I said, I was intentional. All this came from God. All this came from my background, my foundation, you know, the love of your mother and your father and your background and everybody you grow up around influences you, teaches you. Either it's good or bad, it teaches you, it makes you. Our traumas makes us, you know. And if you're ready to be better than what you face, then you'll definitely be successful. You grow. But if you want to, you know, cramp yourself into that space, then you're never going to grow. So I've always wanted to be better than my father. He is the founder of SMADE. He created the brand SMADE. You know, it's actually our initials. But when I founded it to be entertainment, when I moved there, I called it self-made. Different angle to what it means. But yeah, you can play around it however you like. My mother taught me love. She taught me how to love in different ways. Even when you have hate being thrown at you, you still love them because you have to understand where they're coming from. Call me stupid, yes, but you have to understand that people have got different foundations. People are coming from different places, different pain, different hurt, different traumas, and they tend to react because of that. You have to always be a better person, a bigger person, and a stronger person, not just to observe, but to teach them how to love correctly. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too, and I'm willing to learn. You know, the ability to learn is what makes you better, you know. So this whole thing came from above, came from understanding who I am, my bloodline, who my father is, who my grandfather is, who my great grandfather is, learning to research all those people I've mentioned, going to learn their story, their weaknesses, their strengths. It starts from within. Build from family to community, then to the rest of the world. So I've managed to understand who I am. And that's the cheat code of facing this world. You know, if you know who you are, nothing is stopping you. And never stop learning. Never stop finding your true self. Never stop believing in yourself. Never stop researching yourself, no matter how old you are. You know, so all of these things are the things that have made me strong, despite every battle ahead of me, or that I've actually successfully gone past. You know, there are times when, you know, people come at you on social media, online, and for doing something great, but they don't understand. See, their perception is different. So you just have to have that strength in God. Like, you got me here, you gotta pull me out of it. You got me here, you gotta take me through it. You got me here. So I always look up to God and I put God first in everything I do. And I'm thankful that through all these journeys, through growing up, my 40 years in life, because I'm 40 now. So I'm glad that God has used me, to change the narrative, to build a legacy for us, to create the biggest Black festival in the world, to create and put on superstars that are making us proud, to promote our fashion, who we are, our sports, to bring pride, you know, so that our ancestors can look down and be happy today. The same festival ground where our ancestors were sold thousands of years ago, we're celebrating on that same ground today. Just because something came into my head, I went into class, I studied marketing and advertising, I made it my case study, I believed in it, and I saw it through, with the help of God. So I'm a great team. So I'm excited for, what's coming, and I'm working on bigger projects now, because you gotta dream bigger, right? Once you've delivered something, you gotta always double up and keep going. So I've got some festivals I'm working on, not one, not two. Every single space, every country I travel to, I'm intentional with the tourism board. I'm intentional with their country. I just came back from Ethiopia,
Amazing.
and Ethiopia is the only African country that was never colonized. And understanding their strengths and weaknesses made me understand what can be done in Ethiopia to better everything that is already going on. Understanding every space that you step into, what's needed in that space. If it's tourism, if it's, business, bringing the right businesses to those countries, the right partnerships, so Ethiopia is a land of origins, and I'm talking to the tourism, Ministry of Tourism, and we're planning something called the Origin Festival, for example, which that name alone, Origin, is powerful. It's like motherland, it's like roots, like finding yourself. So Ethiopia has been blessed politically, not never been colonized. Now, understanding the history of Ethiopia and how we kind of relate to the rest of the African countries. When Ethiopia was fighting against the Italians, they had help from around all the African countries. They had help from even America. Even Black Americans were coming to fight and defend Ethiopia. Now, today, they're the only ones that were never colonized. And what happens in Ethiopia every year? The African Union, United Nations Summit, they all come there. And that's why that country is political, very strong. You have all the leaders of all the African countries coming there. So that space is very, very vital to where we're going to. So I've been there, spoken to the tourism board, went to the African Union, spoken to, like different businesses and different leaders like myself. They're doing great things. And, we're aligning and we're aligning great. And you should be happy to, a lot of announcements coming up, and I'm also excited because there's a project that is making me so happy right now, bigger than Afro Nation, bigger than you've ever heard. Once again, no one has seen this because when I was creating Afro Nation, no one knew how big it was going to be. Now people are stuck, but I'm trying to take them away from there and say, okay, yeah, you can be here, but there's still more. Don't just be all over this sugar. There's honey waiting for us. Do you understand? So I hope that this will be easier than when I first did the first one because it gets really challenging. Like I've said, it's always like walking against the grain. It's hard to find the right investors. And investors is not only on the financial side, the right team, the right people that believe in that vision, the right financial support that you need. So all of that has always been a challenge, but we're in a better place today. So you don't have to go through different presentations to, tell what you're about to do. You've done it before, you can do it again.
For sure. And before you enter this new chapter, which sounds very exciting, what is something that you still feel you need to master or heal within yourself to ensure that you're the best version of yourself for it?
Wow, I'm still learning how to handle people.
Mm.
You can never, ever, ever stop learning that.
Mm,
Because people come in different shapes, form, and different backgrounds, like I said. So, but I think I'm equipped with enough knowledge to handle people, but you never have enough. You see different people every day, and that's the beauty of life. um, but if you can retouch on that question, there's a part that I want to. Something came into my head, so I'll retouch on that question.
yeah, of course.
What was that question you asked me now?
Something that you feel you need to master or heal before entering a new chapter.
So that's the word, master or heal.
Mm,
Master or heal. Continue to be able to take the sacrifices because sometimes it gets tiring.
mm,
When you're the one that created, the one that founded, the one that is the leader, it's a big, 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 big position,
mm,
big shoe to fill in. And sometimes we just have to be strong, regardless of the pain, that you said we have to heal from. We just have to show up every single day because you're on a bigger project than even what you have ahead of you. God is directing you. Sometimes I just throw myself because I know God has got me. Even when I'm not mentally or physically prepared to go into those rooms, I just throw myself and it does its wonders. So believe.
mm,
Believe is very, very important. Like I mentioned earlier, we're all gifted, we're all talented, but your belief is what makes you strike. It's what gives you the drive to keep going. But yeah, um, I just believe, and I know that I can keep learning to master, what I need to master, and I can keep loving to heal from anything. It's how you do those two things that makes you better. That makes you heal, and that makes you learn to, become someone even better, a bigger king that you see yourself as, or a bigger queen that you see yourself.
mm.
You have to put yourself out there to learn and also to love.
Yeah, I think that I can see you've been constantly putting yourself into situations that might have been uncomfortable or challenging, but each of those situations has obviously allowed you to grow and grow and learn. Every day is a school day,
Yeah.
almost. And I think also from what I can see or what I've from watching different things that you've spoken in, you seem to be someone who always has their heart open no matter what. And like you said, that some people might find that stupid, but actually I think that's probably one of the strongest things that you can do, because if you keep your heart open, it allows the right people to come in. Yes, the wrong people will also come in,
You have to
but
learn how to manage it.
yeah, but it's also allowing the right people to come in and knowing that you're going to have those situations where you feel, you know, uncomfortable or spited because someone's done one over on you, but knowing that there's something bigger out there that's challenging you to be that person. So
So, in one short line, the question.
it wasn't a question; it was me
Oh, okay. Just
giving you your
yeah.
flowers.
Oh, well received. And um, something came to mind. The sacrifices, the pain that no one says is a blessing.
Mm,
It's a blessing. I feel like when you put yourself out there, ready to take the bullet for your nation, for your people, your blessing ain't coming from no man. It's coming from God.
mm,
So I believe, like I said, I'm spiritually aware. I'm very cautious of my surrounding, of who I have around me. I mean, I grew up not caring about barriers or walls. I opened up my whole life, my heart. myself, I started staying in my house, started throwing house parties, started bringing people to my own private space. So when these things come and happens, I embrace it. When things go wrong, I embrace it.
Mm.
You're meant to go through it. It's meant to be part of what God is showing you. When things go wrong, it's okay.
Mm.
You just have to keep believing. Sometimes God protects you, it shields you, it kind of takes you away from things in different ways that you don't even know. So I'm more aware of my surrounding, people around me. I see the takers even before they come close.
Mm.
It's okay to let them take some. You know, I made some decisions because I understood takers. I understood that if I work with these takers, for example, they will get us there in 5 years. But if I didn't work with them, it might take 30 years for us to get there. So the risks that I have taken going and getting here has been calculated.
Mm.
Understanding that I might even be the one to take the stake for it. But putting myself out there and making sure that this whole movement of being African in the UK or in the US or in the diaspora, in Europe, in Canada, it's changed. The
Mm.
narratives have changed. Social media go on it today. Everybody wants to be African. That's just because of what has been happening in the last 10 years, in the last 20 years, creating this movement and slowly, slowly waking everybody up and making even I was on TikTok the other day. I see white people claiming they're black because they have, freckles or they have something. They like, everybody is trying to be friends with a black person. And that wasn't the case 21 years ago. So I feel accomplished. I feel thankful. I feel grateful that when I looked up and I said, God, use me, He used me. And still, He's still using me. I'm still excited for what's coming.
Mm.
Because when I launched um, the biggest festival that we spoke about, Afro Nation, earlier, when I launched it, people were coming online, attacking me, attacking my family, attacking my kids, attacking everything I create online because they just didn't believe. They didn't think there can be anything of that capacity. Now they've seen it, you know, we're about to take them to even somewhere bigger, and I'm ready for all those, negativity. You will get it. You just have to stand firm, be strong, believe, and keep going. So I believe God is a real architect of everything. It can come to my head, I can try, you know. I believed and I didn't just pursue it, you know, I did it in a different way. I decided to learn academically. I decided to learn on the streets. I decided to learn spiritually. I decided to learn culturally, so fortifying all of that is what's brought the energy and everything that is happening. And I can only thank God for what's about to happen.
Amazing. Well, we've got time for one more question.
Let's do it.
I want to know, what about your legacy scares you in a good way?
Please ask that again.
What about your legacy scares you in a good way? If you think about where you're going in the next 10 years, what scares you in a good way?
What scares me in a good way?
Something that might feel like it feels bigger than you, but you're ready for it.
Everything I have done,
Hmm.
it has been bigger than me. Everything I have done, even though I created it, it's bigger than me. But what's about to happen is a surge in people, numbers traveling to Africa. Coming to Africa is going to be like, imagine people rushing to, what's the best way to narrate this. I see now that I'm doing all this diplomatic traveling and work, people are not really paying attention as much as they should. So I see in the next 5 years, everybody now waking up, okay, that's what he has been saying. Do you understand? Am I able to did I explain that properly?
I think so.
So that's the legacy. The legacy is bigger than me. I see everybody that are not even paying attention to. So I'm creating this thing. I don't even have a name for it yet. Just like I've created so many things. So this one is big, it's so massive. Like I know that this is it. Africa is the price, and the whole world is about to say it, but they ain't saying it yet. In everything I mentioned, in our music, in our food, in our fashion, in our culture, we are the prize. So the earlier the world sees this and gets ready for what's coming, the better. With what's happening in the US, with what's happening in the UK, how immigration, how the political leaders are just being so hard on people. It's time for us to wake up, see the signs, and go back home, invest back home in any capacity, in any way you can invest back home. Start with finding yourself, find who you are, research your fatherland, research your roots, start with that. And then you now see your blessing starts clicking like ever before. When you pay that visit to wherever you're from, either Sierra Leone, is, South Africa, is, Kenya, is Nigeria, is Ghana. When you make that trip to find yourself, your life is never going to be the same again. It's only going to get better because you're reconnecting with your true self. So I think what's coming is definitely massive. I hope I'll be alive to witness it. But I'm excited that God has used me to tell this story and to tell this narrative, like to preach it and tell the world, that Africa is a prize. Through my works, through my way of life, through everything, building communities everywhere I go to, you know, we are the prize, and it's exciting to see what's coming, and I'm happy to be here with you, Funso. Thank you so much.
No, it's been amazing. And I think
Yeah.
it's great to end on We Are the Prize. It is time to invest back into the things that we create and give back to each other and know that we have the power and ability to do so. And so I really thank you for the conversation. It's been really interesting.
Thank you.
So the final thing that we have is on ADINKRA, we have a tradition where we allow our guests to choose a gift. And your gift today is a pair of socks, and I'd love to know which one you gravitate towards. So it's almost like a vibe check. And on the back of each one, there is a description of what the symbol means.
Interesting. So am I supposed to pick one?
Yeah. So pick the one that you gravitate to the most.
Look at this.
Okay. Right. So then what's it say on the back?
Okay. And oh wow, beautiful African heritage.
Exactly. And this is the symbol.
Tikoronko. What language is that? Two heads are better than one. Okay. And what language is that?
This is Twi, right?
Is it Twi? Let's use Twi. Tikoronko Agina. So two heads are better than one. I love that.
Before we go, it's time for our segment, The Final Drum Roll, where we spotlight a brilliant brand, business, or story from the diaspora. Today's spotlight is on Dark Sugars, a handcrafted chocolate company rooted in Ghanaian cocoa traditions and based in the heart of London's Brick Lane. Founded by Fatu Mendy, the brand blends rich West African heritage with bold contemporary flavours. From chili truffles to vegan mango pearls, Dark Sugars is more than a chocolate shop. It's a sensory experience and a celebration of culture through taste. So, I'd love to allow you to try some chocolate if you're down to.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's called Dark Sugars.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful.
And they've got 2 locations, I believe, both
Okay.
It's like a little ASMR.
Okay.
I think that must be all of the different chocolates.
Looks good. So am I supposed to try this?
If you'd like, yeah.
If you're trying it with me, yeah.
So I'm lactose intolerant. So which one has dark chocolate in it?
If you're trying it with me, then I'll try.
Let's see.
Oh wow, it looks good as well.
Yeah, they look very nice.
Okay. Gonna pick one
Oh
first.
wow. Okay. I think you should pick first because there's so many. There's so many that I can't
Let me see.
remember which
So
one's there.
let me get sure which one. So the Jamaican rum.
So definitely not that one.
Not that one. Okay. You know what? They all look good. I'm just gonna pick one.
As long as it's one that. So
Am I supposed to try it?
yeah, the pink one doesn't have alcohol in it.
So
And
any other pink one?
and the gold one doesn't.
So you picking one too.
I'll pick one.
And the gold one. So I'll go for the gold one. Is that gold? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm. That was very nice.
That's good.
Mm.
Mm.
Wow.
Let's try one more.
That's a good sign.
Mhm.
Which one is that?
Mm.
Is that hazelnut
That
or
that
mandarin?
had a different taste.
Mm.
Well, it's good.
Nice. Well, Smade, thank you so much.
Mm.
It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you
Thank you so much.
and understanding just a little bit more about who you are as a person, what goes into your mindset, and also the future of what you've got coming up, especially for Africa and the wider community.
Thank you for having me, Funso. I wish I could actually give you more details to what I'm working on, but I can imagine my next visit here, you'll be able to talk more on that land.
From your lips to God's ears.
Correct. You get it. You get it. Because, you just part of being, you have to pray over it.
Mm.
You just have to, it's like when you're marinating something, like, you're getting ready, just wait. It's coming. Just wait.
Mm.
So I'm glad that now I've found a great team, better team than ever. People that believe even in the vision. Like they understand where I'm going. And in every capacity, in every position, you should always pray for a good team, good people around you. And I'm happy to be in here with Funso, Patrice, and is this Sam?
Adam.
Adam, yes. Why did I forget? He disappeared, right? Is he still here?
He's behind the
Oh wow. Hi Adam.
Thank you so much,
so
Smade.
much. Thanks for having me. And I'm actually glad I made it. This has learnt a lot about myself on this podcast.
That's a good sign.
I didn't prior to this, I didn't check the questions. I just came here blindly, and I'm glad I came. I met beautiful Funso. My brother came to pick me up, and I felt like home. I met him during the Meta um talk that I did last year at some point. I think it was in October.
Mm.
And at the end of that talk, there was a long line of people trying to talk to me, and he was very patient. I promise you, he was the last person I saw, and he took his time, to speak to me. And I'm glad I gave him that time, and that's what's brought us here. So he's also a great guy, Patrice ADINKRA. Shout out to him. These are the champions I'm looking for, and I want him to continue to tell the story, our story, yourself, telling the African story the way it should be told. We don't want them to write our stories or tell our stories for us. We want to tell our stories. And there's no limit. It's never enough. We should do it daily if we can, we should identify the key champions of this life battles and keep giving them their flowers. So I appreciate you having me here.
Yeah.
and I'll give you your flowers too. So thank you for doing this, and I hope that Patrice, yourself, your team will continue to identify these key players and tell their stories. And I look forward to coming back here someday. Thank you.
Thank you so much.